Welcome back to the Book Summaries channel. If you are tired of feeling like you are always running out of time and want to unlock the secret routine of the world's most successful people, you have arrived at the right video. Today, we are waking up early to explore The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma, a life-changing parable that teaches you how to own your morning so you can elevate your life. The story opens on a note of intense despair, introducing us to an entrepreneur who appears to have it all, but is internally crumbling. Despite her external success, she is burnt out, cynical, and standing on a desk, ready to take her own life. She feels that the technology and demands of her life have robbed her of her humanity. This dramatic opening sets the stage for the necessity of radical change. It highlights a common modern condition: appearing successful on the outside while feeling empty on the inside. We also meet the artist, another character who is struggling with procrastination and creative blocks. Both characters are at a breaking point, representing the widespread dissatisfaction many people feel with the modern grind. They decide to attend a personal optimization seminar as a last-ditch effort to find answers. This chapter serves as a wake-up call, showing that material success without inner peace is a dangerous trap. It establishes the before state of the characters, making their upcoming transformation more powerful. It reminds the reader that no matter how dark things seem, a new beginning is possible. The entrepreneur and the artist attend a seminar hosted by a legendary guru known as the Spellbinder. The Spellbinder is nearing the end of his life, but his message is more powerful than ever. He speaks about the importance of maximizing human potential and refusing to settle for mediocrity. He explains that most people die at 20 and are buried at 80, meaning they lose their spark early in life. The Spellbinder collapses on stage, leaving the audience in shock, which serves as a reminder of the fragility of life. During the chaos, the entrepreneur and the artist strike up a conversation. They bond over their shared confusion and the impact of the Spellbinder's words. This chapter emphasizes that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things if they are willing to do what the majority will not. It introduces the core theme that greatness is not about genetics, but about habits and grit. The characters begin to realize that they have been playing small. This sets the foundation for their journey into the unknown. While discussing the seminar, the entrepreneur and the artist are approached by a homeless-looking man with messy hair and tattered clothes. Initially, they are dismissive and wary of him, judging him by his appearance. However, the stranger begins to quote the Spellbinder and displays a shocking amount of wisdom and articulateness. He reveals that he is actually a billionaire and that the Spellbinder is his personal mentor. He explains that his disheveled appearance is a choice to remind himself not to be attached to material things. He offers the two strangers a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to come to his private island in Mauritius to learn the secrets of a world-class life. The catch is that they must decide immediately and leave their old lives behind. This chapter challenges the reader's prejudices, reminding us that wisdom often appears in unexpected packages. It illustrates the concept that to get different results, you must be willing to take uncomfortable risks. The stranger, Mr. Riley, represents the guide who will lead them out of their mediocrity. It is a test of their commitment to change. The entrepreneur and the artist struggle with the decision to follow the stranger. Their skepticism battles with their desire for a better life. The artist is more resistant, fearing it is a scam, while the entrepreneur feels a gut instinct that this is the solution she has been praying for. Ultimately, they decide to take the leap of faith, driven by the realization that their current ways of living are not working. They arrive at the hangar to find a pristine private jet, confirming that the homeless man was telling the truth. This moment signifies the crossing of the threshold. They are leaving behind their victim mindset to step into a hero mindset. The chapter teaches that the hardest part of change is often just showing up. It emphasizes that comfort is the enemy of progress. By getting on the plane, they are physically and metaphorically leaving their baggage behind. This is the beginning of their education in elite performance. The duo arrives in Mauritius, a paradise that contrasts sharply with their stressful lives back home. They are treated with immense hospitality and luxury, which opens their minds to what is possible. They meet Mr. Riley again, who is now clean-shaven and looking like the tycoon he is. He reveals that the spellbinder is alive and recovering at his estate. The environment is designed to be a place of learning and transformation. The billionaire explains that they are about to undergo a rigorous training program that starts at 5 a.m. every morning. He warns them that the process will be difficult because it requires destroying their old selves to build new ones. This chapter illustrates the importance of environment in personal growth. Being surrounded by beauty and excellence raises their standards automatically. It also sets the ground rule. To lead the top 5% of lives, you must be willing to do what 95% of people won't do. The anticipation builds as they prepare for their first early morning lesson. The training begins promptly at 5 a.m. The billionaire explains the core philosophy. Own your morning, elevate your life. He teaches that the first hour of the day is the victory hour, and it determines how the rest of the day unfolds. Most people start their day in a reactive state, checking phones and rushing, which puts them on the defensive. In contrast, successful people use this time to anchor themselves and build momentum. The billionaire introduces the concept of cognitive bandwidth. We wake up with a limited amount of mental energy, and if we waste it on distractions early on, we have nothing left for deep work. By waking up at 5 a.m., you gain a competitive advantage because the world is quiet and distractions are minimal. This solitude allows you to access a state of flow that is impossible to find during the chaos of the day. The lesson is clear. How you start your day dictates how you live your life. In this chapter, the billionaire dives into the neuroscience behind why 5 a.m. is magical. He explains a state called transient hypofrontality. At 5 a.m., the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for worrying and overthinking, temporarily shuts down. At the same time, the brain releases dopamine and serotonin, creating a natural state of flow and peace. This biological advantage makes it easier to do genius-level work and feel inspired. He also discusses the importance of escaping digital distraction to protect your brain's focus. The entrepreneur and the artist begin to understand that this isn't just about willpower, it is about leveraging biology. The billionaire emphasizes that consistency is key. Sporadic early rising won't trigger these neurobiological benefits. They learn that their brains are built for expansion, not just survival. This scientific backing gives the characters, and the reader, logical reasons to embrace the uncomfortable wake-up time. It validates that the tranquility of the morning is a tangible performance enhancer. The mentorship deepens as the billionaire explains the philosophy of the top 5%. To join this elite group, you must stop acting like the majority. He introduces the concept that addiction to distraction is the death of your creative production. We live in an age of dramatic distraction, which destroys our ability to do deep work. The 5 a.m. method is the antidote to this digital dementia. By reclaiming the morning, you reclaim your attention. The characters learn that discipline is a muscle that can be built. The billionaire challenges them to stop making excuses about not being morning people. He asserts that anyone can change their habits if their desire for a better life is strong enough. This chapter focuses on the mindset required to adopt the routine. It is about moving from being a consumer of content to a creator of value. The key takeaway is that you cannot produce a masterpiece while checking your notifications every 5 minutes. Mr. Riley presents the 3-step success formula. The steps are 1. Better awareness, 2. Better choices, and 3. Better results. You cannot change what you are not aware of. So the first step is waking up to your potential and your bad habits. Once you have awareness, you can make better daily choices. These small, consistent choices compound over time to create massive results. He also discusses the 4 focuses of history makers. These include capitalization IQ, how well you use your talent, freedom from distraction, personal mastery practice, and day stacking. The billionaire emphasizes that talent is overrated. It is the capitalization of potential that matters. Many gifted people fail because they lack the discipline to hone their craft. The entrepreneur and artist are taught to view each day as a life in miniature. If you win the day, you eventually win your life. This framework provides a structured approach to implementing the philosophy. Expanding on the previous lesson, the billionaire details the 4 focuses. First is capitalization IQ. It is not about how smart you are, but how much of your potential you actually use. Second is freedom from distraction. Successful people build a fortress around their attention. Third is personal mastery practice. You must dedicate time every day to improving yourself, or you will become obsolete. Fourth is day stacking. Small daily improvements lead to stunning results over a lifetime. The billionaire explains that a 1% improvement every day leads to a massive transformation by the end of a year. He warns against the complexity trap and urges them to master a few essential things rather than dabbling in many. This chapter is a masterclass in prioritization. It teaches that being busy is not the same as being productive. The characters realize that they have been wasting their energy on low-value activities. One of the most profound concepts in the book is introduced here: the 4 interior empires. While most self-help focuses only on mindset psychology, Sharma argues that this is only 25% of the equation. To truly master life, you must also develop your heart set, emotional life, health set, physicality, and soul set, spirituality. If you have a strong mind but a toxic heart, you will sabotage yourself. If you have a great mind and heart but a sick body, you cannot execute. If you ignore your soul, you will feel empty despite your success. The billionaire explains that unresolved emotional trauma, heart set, blocks many people from greatness. He encourages them to work on all 4 empires daily during their morning routine. This holistic approach resonates deeply with the entrepreneur who realizes her success felt empty because she neglected her heart and soul. Balancing these 4 interior worlds is the secret to external empire building. The billionaire teaches the science of habit formation, known as the 66-day habit installation protocol. It takes approximately 66 days to wire a new habit into the brain to the point of automaticity. This process is divided into 3 stages of 22 days each. Stage 1 is destruction, where you destroy old habits. This is meant to be difficult and uncomfortable. Stage 2 is installation, where the new neural pathways are being formed. This is messy and confusing. Stage 3 is integration, where the habit becomes a part of who you are. The billionaire warns them not to quit during the messy middle. He explains that if it were easy, everyone would do it, and it wouldn't be valuable. The goal is to reach the automaticity point, where it becomes harder not to do the habit than to do it. This chapter gives a realistic timeline for change, managing the reader's expectations about the difficulty of the journey. This is the core tactical chapter of the book. The billionaire breaks down exactly what to do during the victory hour from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. The hour is split into 3 20-minute pockets. Pocket 1, 5 to 5:20, is move. You must exercise vigorously to sweat, which releases BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, to repair brain cells and boost focus. Pocket 2, 5:20 to 5:40, is reflect. This is time for journaling, meditation, or prayer to process emotions and set intentions. Pocket 3, 5:40 to 6 o'clock, is grow. This is time for learning, reading books, listening to podcasts, or studying. This 20/20/20 formula ensures that you nourish your body, mind, and spirit before the day begins. The billionaire explains that this structure prevents the morning from being aimless. By the time 6 a.m. hits, you have already done more for your personal growth than most people do all week. The characters are given a specific blueprint to follow, removing the guesswork from their mornings. You cannot survive the 5 a.m. club if you don't respect the importance of sleep. The billionaire debunks the hustle culture myth that successful people don't sleep. He explains that sleep is when the brain washes itself of toxins and processes memories. Lack of sleep kills creativity and increases mortality. To wake up at 5 a.m., you must get to bed early. He introduces a pre-sleep ritual to ensure deep rest. This involves disconnecting from technology at least an hour before bed, darkening the room, and practicing gratitude. The twin cycles of elite performance are introduced, emphasizing the balance between high performance and deep recovery. Growth happens during the resting phase, not just the working phase. The lesson is that you must manage your energy, not just your time. This chapter provides the necessary counterbalance to the early rising advice, ensuring long-term sustainability. The billionaire offers a rapid-fire list of 10 specific tactics to supercharge productivity. These include the tight bubble of total focus, working in isolation, the 90/90/1 rule. For the next 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of your workday on your number one opportunity. And the 60-10 method, work 60 minutes, rest 10. He also talks about the daily 5 concept, achieving 5 small goals a day, and the second wind workout, exercising again in the evening. Other tactics include getting regular massages for recovery and scheduling learning time. These are practical, actionable strategies that go beyond the morning routine. The entrepreneur and artist scramble to write them down, realizing these tools can revolutionize their careers. This chapter moves from the philosophical to the highly practical. It provides a toolkit for structuring the entire day, not just the morning. Deepening the conversation on longevity, the billionaire explains that elite performance is not a linear line, but a series of cycles. You must oscillate between periods of intense, high excellence and periods of deep refueling. If you try to be productive 24/7, you will eventually break. He uses the metaphor of a heartbeat or the seasons. Activity must be followed by rest. He encourages them to take days off, go on vacations, and spend time doing nothing. This strategic laziness actually fuels creativity. The artist resonates with this, realizing his burnout came from constant pressure to create. They learn that rest is not a waste of time. It is a discipline. By protecting their recovery time, they protect their assets, themselves. The chapter gives permission to rest without guilt. It is a crucial lesson for high achievers who are prone to overworking. In the final chapter, the story jumps forward 5 years. The characters have returned to their lives and implemented the teachings of the 5 a.m. club. The entrepreneur has saved her company and found happiness, prioritizing her well-being alongside her wealth. The artist has overcome his blocks, become a vegan, and is celebrated as a master in his field. They are both living full, balanced, and legendary lives. Sadly, Mr. Riley, the billionaire, passes away, but he leaves a legacy of generosity and wisdom. The story concludes with a visit to his grave, reinforcing the idea that our time on Earth is short. The ultimate goal of the 5 a.m. Club is not just personal success, but service to humanity. By becoming the best version of yourself, you are better equipped to help others. The book ends with a call to action for the reader to take the torch and become a hero in their own life.